Well, hello. It's Kristi Munoz with Lawyer's Title, and I have the esteemed Janice Greene, the open house queen, here today. And my question for the real estate agents or the real estate community is just one thing that I find most individuals that are not in the real estate industry have a question when they talk to me, like, why would I hire a real estate agent? So today I'm starting this beautiful series with my most favorite gal, Janice Greene, and she's going to give us a reason of why you hire a real estate professional. So take it away, Ms. Janice.
Okay, so for me, there's a difference between just being a real estate agent and being a real estate professional. And I consider myself a professional and a consultant. And the difference between just being an agent is that I spend hours and hours educating myself, attending trainings, reading, keeping up on the market, so I can provide the absolute best service for my clients.
I have to agree with that. When I'm at a training, almost every time I see you there. And the only times I wouldn't see you there is when it's something that has to do with maybe title. So, but that definitely comes across because you do have the knowledge that you like to share with your clients. Tell me one thing that makes you different than maybe someone else in the real estate industry.
Well, knowing me, and I'm long-winded, there's never just one thing. So I think, for me, there are three of why you or anybody should hire me to be their realtor. The first is that I care. Usually when you're making a real estate purchase or sale, it is the result of some kind of life event. You may be upsizing, downsizing, moving, and often there's emotion associated with that. And so I'm there to support you and guide you through the process. You are not just an address to me, you're a person. The second is, and it's really been fascinating, has been COVID. And how it's affected all of our lives. Pre-COVID, I have been a virtual agent for at least 5 years now. I sell on both coasts. I have teams on 2 coasts. So I learned quickly to be virtual. So that was an easy, well, actually it wasn't even a transition. It was just more of the same. Some additional things came into play. But what was fascinating was this whole iBuyer thing. The iBuyers, day 2 of stay at home, they canceled contracts with clients that were depending on them, and they took off when the tough times came. And I don't do that. As a matter of fact, since COVID, stay at home, I have 4 homes I have since listed and have under contract, and some of those were those exact clients that the iBuyers dropped. And so we picked up the pieces and we've carried it forward, and we're going to be closing shortly. So that was my second. And then the other is, another reason to use Janice Greene is the name Janice. And I have a mnemonic, sorry, I have trouble with that word, designed specifically for that, because I had to think about, what do I bring to the table? And who am I? And what would I want if I was looking for a realtor? So it's Janice. So the J stands for Lady Justice. And what that means is my goal is to ensure that we follow the process, that all the documents are signed, timelines are followed. And the truth is that we keep you out of court if ever that comes about. I have your best interest at heart. A is for anticipation and advertising. Anticipating problems with the property ahead of time so that we don't have to deal with it later. And of course, advertising, which is paramount to everyone. We spend a lot of time educating ourselves on what's current on all the different platforms, and we make sure you get incredible, great exposure. And then negotiating. I mean, that really is the crux of my business. I negotiate so many times during the process. I have been doing this for 15 years. and I'm getting quite good at it, and I absolutely love it. I think anybody that knows me knows I love a challenge. So the negotiating is one of my favorite parts. And then the I in Janice stands for integrity and innovation and information. And without integrity, we have nothing. And that's all I have to fall back on. And what is the reason that I get so many referrals? So that is really a foundation of my business. The innovation, I like new things. We don't stay stagnant. And so new ways of presenting your property information, you need to be kept updated through the entire process. So we have a system in place where that takes place. C is for consistency, cooperation with all vendors on the other side of the transaction. Challenges, there's going to be challenges. We know how to handle them. And then last is the E, and that's for exposure, experience, ethics, and education. And if you want to find out more, you're just going to have to hire me and I'll explain the rest to you.
I love that. That is quite interesting how you've taken your name and you've applied all of the talents that you bring to the transaction. And those are just, to me, they are talents that you have gone out and earned the right to say about yourself. You just didn't use the word and go, oh yeah, that's a word for me. No, those are all applicable to the character that they would hire. So that is an amazing overview of why someone would hire a real estate professional. And I think part of it was the iBuyer. You know, when you said that they walked away from clients, real estate people don't walk away.
No.
The professional sticks with it. And you also use the word negotiation, and negotiating is something that the iBuyer doesn't do either. They just accept and move on, as opposed to negotiate and stand up for their client and really represent them well. So I'm so glad you brought some of those really awesome points to light, because I would have never thought of that. So I thank you for being a guest on the Why Would I Hire a Real Estate Professional? Of course, I expected nothing less than excellence from you. So
well, thank you.
Thank you again. Have a wonderful day, and we hope to see you after COVID-19.
Sounds great. Thanks, Kristi.
Okay. Bye.